I don't even know how to start this one. So I guess that's just how we're starting it. It's just by not knowing. Cuz like right now I'm caught in the middle of a feeling that I get now and again, and I've never dwelled on it. I've never I've definitely felt it before numerous times, but I've never sat down and actually toiled with it. And it's whenever I'm feeling really down, like I am right now. And it's pathetic the reason that I'm currently feeling down, but it's just having, multiple hours of playing a game and just losing every single match puts me in a certain mood, right? Even though the people I was playing with, it was great, it was good, I'm still just left feeling like shit. And whenever I start feeling like shit, I start getting depressed and suicidal. And I don't think I'll ever actually be able to commit suicide, mostly because I've been on that edge before. I've been there before, and I was a coward, right? I was too big of a coward to actually follow through with it. So I know I'm a coward, and because of that, I don't think it'll ever actually happen. And I tell people it'll never happen because I'll just pussy out again. So at that point, that's not the thing. But also the thing that really aches in the back of my head, right? The thing that really gets me is the fact that one of the things that keeps me, I'm going to say grounded, not necessarily grounded, but it's one of the reasons, like, it is like my actual primary reason to live. And it's the things that I'm trying to create. Because I know if I die, they will never exist. Because no one else knows them like me. I've told some people about them, but they're not like they just don't know it. They're not like me. They don't have the full scope. So even if they try to recreate it, it won't be what I can make it. It'll be half of what it should be. It won't be like in lack of better words, it won't be perfect. It won't be as it's meant to be. And that bothers me so insanely. The fact that this thing that I want to make will not exist if I disappear. And that's what keeps me here. It's one of the biggest things that keeps me here. And I don't understand the root of it. I don't understand why it matters that much to me. Why this existing or not existing bothers me to the point to where I can't actually go like obviously there's the cowardice that I just talked about, right? That makes it so that I won't kill myself. But then there's this thing. It bothers me so much to think about it not existing, which is why I keep trying to work on it very slowly, even if it's just a little bit. Even if I take a week off or whatever because I feel like trash, I will end up getting back to it in some form or another. It will happen again. I will keep working on it no matter what. And it's because it bothers me. Like, I fear death mostly because I know that, again, if I die, this thing will never exist in its fullest capacity. Even all the things that I've documented, like the places where I have all of my stuff, even if someone goes through and reads every single thing that I've written down about it, and I write a lot of it down, because if I write it down, I'm more likely to remember it. And it's not even like, oh, I can just remember it whenever. It's whenever I need that information. I will be more likely to come back up with that exact information because I wrote it down somewhere, because I put it somewhere. But the thing is I think so hard, so long, so much about like the projects that I'm working on that I can't even write them down, right? Like I can't actually get it all down in one fell swoop because like even while I'm trying to write it, like my fingers while typing do not move fast enough. So I end up writing down what I can while I'm doing it, but it forces me to slow down to type it, and then because I've now slowed my mind down, it wanders onto something else, and then I don't get the full thought down. So, but then even though because I've already thought of one, I'm more likely to think of that exact thing again whenever I need it again. So like all of that intimate knowledge, all of that stuff about the stuff that I'm working on, they won't have that. They won't have access to it. Like because I haven't written it down because I haven't gotten all of it. And then there are also times like whenever I'm driving or like in the shower where I'm forced to just do nothing and it just is a brick of time where I can think, but I'm not able to actually write something down. Uh a lot of the times I forget that stuff, but whenever I don't, it ends up canonized into whatever because like it's attached to other things now. So now whenever I think of those other things, I'll now think of that, and it's just formed. And there is like probably some like 80% of everything that I'm working on is that stuff. To where like I'll work on something and even if I wrote something down, I might change it slightly so that it fits better with another idea I'm working with. But then I won't write that change down either. So, and it just bothers me so immensely to just that. That's like right now, and right now I'm at least feeling a little bit better, and I think it's because I've actually put it out somewhere, like actually talked through it some. Um, but in general, like it pains me. It bothers me to no end to think about me actually dying and then this never being made, this never existing. Like, I want it to exist so bad, regardless of whether it gets big or whatever. I just want this thing to exist. But one of the things that gets me is it's so massive at this point, and like my motivation and my energy to work on it and the times that I'm able to work on it are so hit or miss, right? Because like whenever I was jobless, I actually had a good schedule down to where I was actually working on it consistently. I got so much done in so little time compared to the rest of the things that I've done, like to actually bring it into existence. And now that I'm working again, like it's just back to having no energy to work on it. So then even whenever I have the time, even if I do sit down and work on it a little bit, like my energy is tapped out so quickly. And now like that's also just another source of just pain, right? It's just not fun. Um, but I guess this also gets me thinking on another line that I was thinking about making a video on, which that's also why like I just realized that it's been 8 days since I've uploaded a video, which Jesus, I didn't even know it's been 8 days. Like it felt like I just put that video out 3 days ago. Like actually, it felt like I just put it out 2 days ago, honestly. But it's been 8 days already, and that kind of blew my mind. That made me go, "Oh shit, I dropped the ball. I'm dropping the ball again." But just with work and keeping up with house chores and with people and keeping up with people, like I lose track of time. I lose track of essentially everything. Um, but something else. This is something that I talked about with my cousin a little bit. Is it feels like because I'm not working as diligently as I want to be working, it feels like I'm lazy constantly, right? It feels like I'm not doing enough. It feels like I'm never doing enough. And it's something that I talked with someone very near and dear to me. Um, is that I'm not lazy. I do a lot of work all of the time to where even if I am sitting down for a day and just playing a game or just spending time with people, I look at that and go, that was wasted time. But if I then also look back throughout the week, any time that I'm sitting idle for, like 30 minutes or something, my mind wanders and I start wrenching on one of my projects just in my mind, going, okay, so what's this character doing? What's this doing? The world itself, how is it functioning? Um, like essentially like most of the time when I'm something like that, I'm going to call it the foundation, like the laws of the universe, the abilities, the things that are actually like the macro, not economics, but structure of the thing, and that's still work. Even if I enjoy it, most of the time I don't even realize that like I'm doing it until I'm, you know, 25 minutes deep, and then I kind of come out of it and I go, "Oh, well, that happened, I guess." Um, but that's still working on it, and I'm pretty sure that that is still taking energy from me, even if I don't realize it. There's a lot in my life that does that. That like I just go out and do things that I feel like I need to do, and then I just all of a sudden after a couple hours I'm like, man, I'm ready for bed, and it's only 5 p.m. But in general, and I feel like there's a lot of people like me that consider themselves lazy or think of themselves as lazy, even though they're constantly working on something. They're constantly working. They're constantly doing things, whether or not they realize that they're doing them. Because to me, I feel like if it's something that is an expectation, it's not work, right? Such as like doing the dishes, mowing the lawn, going to like see my mother or something like that because I told her I'd go out to eat, or seeing family members or friends or something, that because it's an expectation, it's not work. And I know logically that is fundamentally false. It still takes energy. It is still something that I'm doing whenever I might rather be doing something else, right? And then because I don't account for that, I end up tired. And then I go, why am I so tired? Now I can't do this other thing that I do consider work. Um, and then because I'm not doing that work that I'm considering now I think of myself as lazy. And I think that there's a lot of people like that. And all I can say is, we're not lazy. We're not lazy. And I'm saying that here and I'm saying that now, more or less just to put it out there. You know what I mean? Just to put something out there, I guess, into the universe, however you want to look at that. I know there's a lot of like spiritual people that are like, oh, you put the good vibes out into the universe so you and other people can feel them. I don't really resonate with that. I don't really believe in that. But either way, I'm just putting it out there just to put it out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just gonna say we're not lazy. Most people aren't actually lazy. I think that the people that get labeled as lazy are just 9 times out of 10 misunderstood, because it is easier to oversimplify somebody than to learn who and how they are and the reasons why they're doing what they're doing. It's easier to just look at them, surface level and go, oh, clearly he's just lazy. And it's like, okay, I guess since that's easier for you. Um, but I think that's where it's gonna end there. Um, my brain just went to the word Sonder, which it's essentially Sonder is the feeling whenever it's the feeling you get whenever you first realize that everybody has their own life outside of you. Like, everybody has a life exactly like you. Like, not exactly like your life, but as you're living your own life, doing your own things, and things are affecting you and you're affecting them, every single person on this planet is the exact same. Experiencing things just like you are, doing things and having things done to them just like you are. And it's the realization that you're, I'm going to say, kind of small. You are just like everybody else. You're not special. You're not nothing. You're just another one. And that's where my brain went. I try to have that mindset of Sonder constantly, that everyone's living their own life. Outside of me, I have no idea what's going on. So most of the time, if I use the word lazy or some derivative, or not derivative, or something like that, it's because I'm not remembering that like at the time. The fact that it's easier, like, our brains tend to pattern recognize and then oversimplify things to make it easier on us, because it's easier to look at one person or a group of people that aren't working and be like, oh, they're lazy, instead of considering, oh, well, this guy just lost their job because the factory burnt down. This guy stepped away from his job to take care of the kids. This woman is currently going through a bad breakup and lost her house and her car, so now she is unable to get to work. It's much easier to just go, oh, they're lazy, than consider that they're all living their lives and there's reasons for what they're doing, right? Even if it is that they're a spoiled brat, that doesn't work because they don't have to. If you ask me, they don't know any better, and that's more on their parents than anything. So to me, they're not lazy. They just weren't forced to learn how to do things like everyone else. But anyway, maybe that one was a hot take. I'm sorry if it was. But I think I'm actually going to end it here. It's been 14 minutes. Uh, I'm going to upload this one and see how it goes. This one, I'm going to say it's kind of deep. It's kind of harsh. So we'll see if I can even find a title for the damn thing. But see you next time, because obviously it's not going to be tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but see you next time.